Matt Sherratt has been keen to play down Cardiff's early successes against Zebra Palmer and the Scarlets. He's made just a single alteration to the 23. That means new recruits Josh McNally and Dan Thomas start for the third straight week. Alun Davies continues at scrum half, with Ellis Bevan backing him up from the bench. Ben Thomas has had a cracking start to the season, and a single alteration on the wing, Ewan Stevens replaced by Harri Millard. Glasgow coach Franco Smith has made, well, he's got, I should say, a few more toys in his box to play with than Matt Sherratt. He makes 9 changes to the team, which started off against Benetton last weekend, and he does so without opening up obvious points of weakness. Rory Darge, Adam Hastings and Kyle Steyn all absent. Jack Dempsey and Hugh Jones appear for the first time this season. Another Scotland international, Rory Sutherland. He makes his first start for the club, and it's a 6-2 split on the bench. Very South African, if you know what I mean. Well, a decent gathering for the arrival of the defending champions. And they carry the mantle of champions to Glasgow. Now, part of the responsibility of that is having to wear a target on your chest. And that will be in the crosshairs of Cardiff this evening. There's Rudy Cole coming on. He's the Cardiff mascot tonight, leading out Liam Belcher. So Zebra Palmer here a fortnight ago, then the Scarlets last weekend. 2 wins from 2, but this, frankly, a step up in class. Well, the referee this evening is Monet Ferreira. So Glasgow playing from left to right. Tom Jordan gets us underway. Well, what a horrible way to start for Alun Lawrence.
Yeah, poor start. Got his hand up. Just took his eye off the ball. Little sloppy error. He'll just be hoping now, Ryan, that Glasgow don't come away with any points. Because that's the worst thing you can do, is give Glasgow some ball straight away, 10 metres out.
Yeah, we were talking about their attack, weren't we, and their strike plays. That is literally an early Christmas present, and there's the worst feeling for the big fella. And Lawrence dropping that one straight off the bat. We've all done it. You might not have, Shanks.
So what an early chance this is. Jamie Dobie. Just one of the many Scotland internationals in this Glasgow side. They've left quite a few at home. Well, added Davies making a nuisance of himself, and that time no problem with the paws of Alun Lawrence as he carries it outside his 22.
Use it.
Ben Donnell with Dan Thomas alongside him. Ben Donnell, who hasn't been here that long, and Dan Thomas, who just arrived in the summer. A player released by Bristol. Josh Mackay takes it well. It was a good chase from Harri Millard. That's the halfway line. Dobie. And that was Johnny Matthews, his first carry of the evening. Tuipulotu. Here's Kyle Rowe. All a little lateral at the moment from Glasgow. For different reasons, fellas. It's a big match for both sides, isn't it?
Oh, big game for both teams. It's a treat to be here as well, because you've got 2 exciting teams that want to play ball in hand, high tempo rugby. I think Alun Davies will be absolutely delighted that he got his mate Alun Lawrence out of it. That knot with tap at the back there.
Blocking.
Well, the blocking there.
Blocking. Yeah.
Tom Jordan it was who tipped up. Mason Grady was pursuing it. And we're seeing that quite a bit more from referees. We saw it last week, didn't we, down at the Scarlets. This blocking that we see from players to protect the catcher.
Well, you've always seen it. I mean, it's something that's always been in the game, but the refs are just being really, really strict on it now. Trying to make sure that the team that are chasing after the ball have got the right of way. And it can be a really subtle movement. And my argument was always, if you're not looking over your shoulder, you don't know where anyone's coming from, you should be able to change your line, but I was always getting told off, so don't listen to me on that.
Liam Belcher. Catch there from Teddy Williams. That line out goes very much to plan. There's Ben Thomas, who's had a stunning start to this season. Lawrence carries it up. Fire in his belly this evening. Alec Davies on to Teddy Williams. Callum Sheedy. Harri Millard just had to wait for that one. Well, in a lot of the pre-match chat this week, as we see Glasgow turn it over, that was tremendous stuff from the defending champions. And a lot of that pre-match chat from Cardiff. How many times did I read we are in the entertainment business? Certainly something that they appear to be putting a huge premium on.
That was a nice attack there initially from Cardiff. Ben Thomas getting over the gain line, just going really direct, trying to get Glasgow on the back foot. But then you got Harri Millard running into two mullets. Pretty sure that was Carl Rowe that turned the ball over. It was really good. Bit of breakdown work from Carl Rowe.
To be fair, Tom, it's not just Glasgow who got mullets tonight. There's Davies. On to Thomas once more. Sheedy. Ball going through the hands swiftly here. Little chip ahead. That's meant for Mason Grady and Kyle Rowe. With not much plastic to work with over there in the tram lines, has done rather well. Here's Cam Winnett.
Work back.
Two fullbacks. Eventually Winnett gets Mackay down. There's Rory Sutherland. Sutherland, who's had 4 clubs in just 2 years, would you believe? That was well plucked out of the skies by Facundo Cordero, and they're bursting through, and here goes Dobie, and he steps his man, and it's all too easy. The champions get the opening score after just a little more than 5 minutes.
Well, it all started with a great run back from Joshua Mackay. He's also...
Watch this, so this is where it comes from. Cam Winnett kicks the ball through. Now you just think, if Mason Grady can make that tackle, get him into touch, then it's a line out, 10 metres out. Cairo clears it, and it results in Glasgow getting the ball back on the 10-metre line and a try.
Oh, that's it, and the ball that goes in behind Winnett, it makes it a lot more difficult to then try and find a way to get back into him. But Josh Mackay with the carry up the guts, and then that guy, Jamie Dobie, who gets his opportunity. First game of the season against Ulster. He's been fantastic the opening 3 games. He really has. George Horn chomping at the bit. Took a bit of a head knock last week, so unable to play this week. But that young man, Jamie Dobie, he can play on the wing, he can play at 9. He gives the ability to have a 6-2 split, because if you bring young Ben Afshar on, they know that he can slot out to the wing. He's been doing it all, as is this man about to kick the ball, Tom Jordan.
And Jordan, well, this fella wearing 10 tonight, as he did in the run into the final in Pretoria last season.
He's good at everything, Jamie Dobie, as well. Really good golfer, Shanks. We'll be happy to hear.
What a good step, that's for sure. Step right inside Callum Sheedy there, the support there. Just a brilliant change of direction.
There's a try scorer, Dobie. Winnett commanding under that, and that time he steps the scrum half, giving him a dose of his own treatment. Alun Davies. Presented there by Domachowski is Alun Davies. Josh McNally on here to Sheedy. Good tackle around the bootlaces by Scott Cummings. There's Dan Thomas. Rey Lee-Lo. Look at this Glasgow defence, and they've almost found a way through it with Ben Thomas. Davies once more. Cardiff know how important it is to bounce back at the earliest opportunity. Teddy Williams. Those who were watching the match from Parker Scarlets last week will recall just how slowly out of the blocks Cardiff were, and that has been turned again deep inside their own 22, so they're doing all the stuff right at the moment at Glasgow.
Yeah, that's all the things we spoke about before the game in terms of Glasgow's defence and how they can put in tackles, find a way to get the ball back. They go after it on the floor, in the air, manage to turn the ball over. Now it's just clearing the lines and make sure they get a good exit.
It's the second entry Cardiff have had inside Glasgow's 22 with attacking ball and being turned over. Very good on the ground, very good in the tackle.
And that's what you were asking me before, Shanks, wasn't it? You know, without a Rory Darge in there, without an out-and-out 7, who will go after that ball? You can already see the likes of Carl Rowe, they've obviously been told, go after it, try and slow it down. But what Glasgow do really well is they, one man in competing, that's it. They try and get the rest out, get the rest on their feet, fill the field.
Clear numbers.
For me, it's not something that Cardiff have seen this season coming up against Zebra and Scarlets. It's a different challenge, this.
Form clearly with a clear receiver.
So Belcher.
More over.
That is the Glasgow 22. The arm is out from the referee, Monet Ferreira. Sheedy. The kick pass meant for Millard. How will it bounce? And Millard, oh, he missed the opportunity.
I think he's knocked it on, if anything.
Thank you.
Well, it was there to be
6
grabbed,
and 4 collapse.
but it was the Glasgow hands that got there first.
It's great vision by Sheedy. Look at him look up.
6 and 4.
He's looking to pass, but it's not on, but he puts the ball, it bounces. You've got to take them. There might not be too many opportunities for Cardiff tonight.
Thank you.
You have to score that, don't you, Ryan?
As you said, when the ball is literally on the money like that as well. Sheedy's boot there, just in behind Josh Mackay, who he's got a low centre of gravity. He can turn and get in behind us and quickly get back to defend it, but that ball was literally on the money
Lines in middle.
from that man there. Yeah, you've got to take that one.
Lines in middle. Open up. Open up.
Well, 3 times now they've been in possession in this Glasgow 22. Cardiff have yet to trouble the scorers. It's an encouraging start, but not yet sufficiently deadly. Here's Lawrence. The tackle that time from Talakai. On goes McNally, and look at the man there just trying to rip the ball out of his possession. That is Gregor Brown.
5 feet now.
And they've turned it again for a 3rd time.
Bit of a carbon copy, really, of what we saw Cardiff against the Scarlets, just not being able to look after that ball in the first 10, 15 minutes.
And use it. Ball's out.
Dovey getting a shove. And not for the first time this season. Well, he's a bit of a chancer, is Dan Thomas. But that is the score.
Lost the ball in contact, but watch Dan Thomas far side. Just a little push on Jamie Dovey as he's trying to kick the ball. Cleverly done. Just checking that he's onside. He looked okay to me.
Yeah, kicking forward.
What an opportunist try, though.
Well, what he's done well is he's spoken to the ref. He's asked, is that ball out? The referee said yes, so you've got all the right in the world to go in there and push, tackle, do whatever you want to Jamie Dobie.
Have you ever seen anything quite like that, though?
Now you see charge downs, you don't often see someone getting pushed, losing their balance. But he's got Cardiff right back in this game now.
Well, a try on debut here against Zebra Palmer. And now one against the defending champions. The try has been converted. It's 7 points apiece.
Probably not one for the highlight reel, though. They all count. They all count.
I suspect Ryan might have had that on his highlight reel.
Ryan who?
It was cheeky 10 out of 10, wasn't it?
And use it. And go. No, don't push.
So Ella Davis, not really enough depth on that. And that time Millard and Mackay getting in one another's way, but it's Liam Belcher ferreting on the floor there. Sheedy looking for the 50-22. Doesn't find it though.
I can't hear you.
Good work that time from Jordan.
There was so much space there for Sheedy to kick the ball back. Tom Jordan does an excellent job of covering.
I couldn't get that.
He's had to put his foot right down to try and catch that ball.
I'm struggling. Can you guys hear me?
Does an excellent job.
Not that I know, but they're the worst ones over the shoulder. He's just sprinting, trying to catch it. Hands out in front, just hoping for it to land somewhere in amongst it.
That's a bit stretchy.
Tell us a bit about Tom Jordan, Ryan, because he's a great squad player, isn't he? Well, we'll leave that chat for a moment as Matthews goes on. He's running like a 400-metre runner. Mason Grady just caught enough of his heels. There's Dobie. Dobie once more. Out there to Tuipulotu. Jordan over the top to Kyle Rowe. Well, they're holding him up at Cardiff. The referee says they've got to release him. It's going to be a penalty.
Yeah, silly penalty as well, because we can hear it up here. The referee shout and release. Just got to let go of that.
Over here, not releasing over there.
Let go of that player as quickly as they hear it.
I need a release.
I think it was a double penalty advantage. I didn't see his knees go down, but these are the tackles you've got to make. It goes over the top. Alun Davis on Johnny Matthews. He's got to take him there. It goes way too high. Look at the ground that Johnny Matthews has made up after that. It's a couple of times now Cardiff just fallen off tackles. One was Carl Rowe in the corner. No one put him into touch, cleared his lines. That one then. Just need to nail your man quickly.
Well, this one I suspect rather teed up for this man. Johnny Matthews, the first Glasgow player to score 20 tries in a calendar year. That was last year. He knows more than anyone. He's got a bit of work to do if he's to do it again this year, because he's only scored 6,
All right.
which is modest by his own standards, in 2024. But this one, as they say, Ron, is right up his street.
It certainly is. How many times last season did we see this scenario unfold and turn into a try? They like to go for that 5 metre.
Yeah, sure.
Glasgow and find a way to drive it, whether they use centres like Stafford McDowell there. They look like they're going for a 6-man here. Just a straightforward drive, but I can guarantee you the man that will want to get his hands on that ball as quick as possible is Johnny Matthews. See what he can do in the open just there. Let's see what he can do at the back of this maul.
Field position which started with an inaccurate line-out throw from Cardiff. There he is, Matthews. Ball tucked underneath his arm.
Okay, last feet now. Last feet.
Even that, for example, you know, just having a mouse to get it right to the edge and then just drop out. But that's in at the side from Cardiff, surely.
Josh McNally all over them, and there comes Dan Thomas, the try scorer. The locals are loving this. There goes Ben Thomas. Almost done it himself with that one.
Spiced up now. You can feel it up here. You can see the hits. You can see the energy in both teams. Glasgow not too happy with the turnover, but you could hear one of the Cardiff players, I think it was Josh McNally, say the ball's out, the ball's out. Referee lets him play on.
I don't think it is out though. It looks like it's just inside the foot. That's the problem. The referee needs to make sure he refs that. And the next one, Looked like he come in at the side, but like you said, Shanks, it gets the crowd up, it gets them buzzing. I've heard the chat in the week from Ben Thomas saying they want to play this attacking brand of rugby, but they also want to see their team have a bit of bite, Cardiff, and the fans will appreciate that.
And use it.
Well, Alec Davies been urged to use it by Morne Ferreira.
He's got to blow up. That's over 5 seconds.
Carl Rowe coming, but it's Teddy Williams who was the keenest to get underneath that. There goes Assiratti. Neatly picked up by Callum Sheedy.
Thought Assiratti was going to put it on the boot there, didn't you? Come on, big
He
fella.
scored a try from his own 22, from opposition's 22 before.
Ben Thomas with the dummy, it's through, it's Thomas, well almost. The offload, Rey Lee-Lo. Mackay keeping hold of him, here's Davies. Sheedy, Thomas just pokes it through. But that was well fielded by Cordero over on the far side, but it came with a knock-on.
Getting the link from Ben Thomas and Rey Lee-Lo. Seen it so many times, when one player goes through, the other centres on the shoulder straight away. This time was Ben Thomas.
As you went to regather it.
Good take by Teddy Thomas. No one really demanding that and claiming that in the air. It's an awesome take. And it's just out the back. Short 1-2 with Belcher, gets on the outside. And there's the offload. So Lee-Lo runs a brilliant support line.
This opening quarter, fellas, it's been plenty of errors, but it's been a cracking match
It's
so
been
far,
fast-paced,
hasn't it?
yeah, really good. Fast-paced, exactly what we want. Positive rugby, both teams going for it.
Seven points apiece, almost 18 minutes gone. It's Corey Domachowski who needs a bit of treatment. Let's just talk about that question, which I didn't give you a chance to answer. Tell us about Tom Jordan. Strikes me as the perfect squad player. Comfortable at 10, comfortable at 12. In either position, he's outstanding, isn't he?
Yeah, and we spoke about it before in terms of where they play Ben Thomas and whether he plays at 10 or 12 and what he's doing for his country. Well, Tom Jordan yet to play for potentially Scotland. He becomes eligible in the autumn test coming up. Just
He's
after
New Zealand born, isn't he?
He is New Zealand born, yeah. So after the Fiji game, I think it is, he becomes eligible through residency. But he's just one of those players. He's a tough bloke. He slots in at 10. He was a standout player at 10 for me last season. He was a big part of why they went and won that championship. But easily slots in at 12. And you've got someone like Duncan Weir and obviously now Adam Hastings who can jump in at 10. So he can do it all, and it just adds to the whole plan that Franco Smith has got going on. You know, you need these squad players that can chop and change. Spoke about Jamie Dobie. Tom Jordan, for me, just solid. Whatever job you give him, he goes out and does it. And he's one of those blokes that's a tough trainer, just there every week, going at it full throttle.
We could say he's deputising today for Adam Hastings, but we've got to make the point that Jordan started at 10 throughout the entire knockout phase, didn't he, last year? Or last season, I should say.
Yeah, that's it. So he deserved his place, and he came through Ayr, actually, Ayr Rugby Club. And he came in, he didn't get much of a look in. I think it was when Danny Wilson was there, obviously a man well known in these parts at Cardiff. But when he did get his opportunity, my God, did he take it, and he's been fantastic ever since.
He was so good against Munster in that semi-final.
Abrasive. Awesome.
I'd say. That is a collector's item for Cardiff fans. Sheedy inside to Mason Grady. Grady tall and powerful. Here's Davies once more. Sheedy out there to Thomas and Winnett. Winnett is over. Well, I'm not quite sure who is above us, fellas. But whoever they are was absolutely delighted with that. I suspect it might be members of the Cardiff coaching team.
Could be Franco Smith.
Watch this try.
Scrum coach.
A really well worked scrum, just on the front foot. He thought it might have given Pound the advantage. Mason Grady on the inside, just slips a little bit out of Jamie Dobie's tackle, but gets on the front foot. Then the ball here, you just wonder, what's Josh Mackay doing on the wing? Or Carl Rowe? Who's he defending? There's no one out there. He has to come in to make a tackle, but he's marking nobody.
No, there is. There's someone outside him. There was one more on the edge. That's why you see Josh Mackay was stuck in two minds. You can't see around the corner of the commentary box.
Didn't Cam Winnett do well though?
It starts with that scrum though, and it was pretty powerful last week by the sounds of it. Glasgow have been faultless there as well in the scrum, so it's a bit of a marker there from Cardiff, and this is exactly how Glasgow do not want to start the game, letting Cardiff in this early.
It shows you how rugby is easy when you get front foot ball, and that carry from Mason Grady just allows Cardiff to get on that front foot. Yeah, you can see him now, he's hiding. Take it back. But great angle from Winnett, superb.
Callum Sheedy missing the conversion, which is a part of his game he will want to improve over the coming weeks. He's just 4 from 10 this season now, 40%. And if you consider that at this level these days, the best kickers are well in excess of 80%.
And use it.
So we're through the opening quarter, 12 points to 7, Cardiff lead. Oh, I say, that'll certainly be a mark in the debit column from whoever was applauding Cardiff in the last couple of moments. And now Keiron Assiratti is in some discomfort.
I think it's that dead leg maybe earlier. I saw the big man Talakai, as he went to do that little dummy kick, Talakai chopped him low in the quad, and straight away I thought dead leg, but I'm not sure where he's looking there. If you look back here, it's just that little pump, get through there, and Carl Rowe, just you want to try and latch yourself onto the ball there, do anything you can to get under it, but he's rolling and wiggling as Winnett.
Takes his time as well, Winnett does with that. Doesn't give himself too early, stays out wide, waits for the right moment, and then cuts that angle in.
You talk about a possible dead leg. You're talking about before that scrum, that penultimate scrum, the scrum that led to the try.
Yeah, I am, yeah. You should have seen the shot he took off of Talakai. Honestly, it was over here, quite close to us, and Talakai went to chop him and his legs just disappeared. Straight off the bat I thought, oof, that's a dead leg, but maybe he's only felt it since he absolutely hammered their scrum.
Well, bear in mind with Glasgow, it's an all-international front row. Oh. Look at the carry there from Tuipulotu, made 2 or 3 metres there that perhaps Cardiff felt he shouldn't have been allowed to have, and Rowe has just squeezed through. 2 Cardiff defenders getting in one another's way, and Kyle Rowe just saunters through.
Well, it starts with Tuipulotu in this carry. Look at the power from the man on Sheedy. He's blown through there, but like you said there, Martin, almost looked like they've taken each other out. I've had a few of those in my time. Lee-Lo just clashing head with Davies there, trying to go around the player, but he accelerates through him, doesn't he? Like, that's all you got to try and find is a shoulder. And they say accelerate towards it. Well, he's accelerated towards the insides of both their shoulders and left them both on the deck, feeling a bit sorry for themselves, but you can't help but feel it's quite a soft try again.
Well, Carl Rowe is a player who has that happy knack of scoring tries. 10 seasons, a couple of seasons ago, for London Irish, the now defunct London Irish. As a consequence of that, he moved up to Scotland. 12 tries last season for Glasgow, 2 more for Scotland in the summer. And now he's off the mark in the new season. Jordan. Well, the ironic applause tells you all you need to know. It's 12 points apiece. It has been a cracking opening 23 minutes. Plenty of mistakes. This is the latest.
Yeah, really good. Again, like Mason Grady on the front foot. Cardiff haven't got time to recover. But you're just saying you've got 2 players there. You should be making that tackle. You haven't have made Glasgow work that much to score that try. Gathan Jenkins be very unhappy with that. Be fuming.
Dobie Hoyset. Winnett, the scorer of that second try for Cardiff. So solid under that high ball. There's Domachowski. Play just inside the Glasgow half. Alun Davies onto McNally. That time the carry coming from Ben Donnell. That just came off the foot of Dobie. It's there for grabbing. In the end, it's Gregor Brown who mops things up and tidies it all up for Glasgow.
Couldn't help but feel there, Cardiff look like they're on the front foot with probably the right amount of numbers on the edge there to play, and they're giving the ball away.
Well, the advantage now being played to Cardiff. That was as a consequence of the kick from Dobie. There's McNally. Davies continues to try and work the short side. Liam Belcher. The tackle from Gregor Brown, who, as we heard before the match, just tackled everything that moved and more in that opening scrap against Ulster. That was a fantastic game of rugby, very different to this one, but in its own way every bit as much entertaining.
And advantage over.
Referee says the advantage is over. There's Sheedy on to Winnett, and Winnett, well, he thinks he was hit quite high there. That was Lawrence. Ben Thomas, Josh McNally. The Glasgow defensive line at the moment holding pretty firm. Sheedy.
Really good line speed from Glasgow, just forcing Cardiff back in, not able to get onto the edges where they want to go.
And use it.
Cardiff in possession, but being suffocated by this Glasgow defence.
Use it.
That's Mackay. Millard couldn't keep hold of him. There's Rory Sutherland. Into Turpalotu. Jordan had to reach for that, and he went through his fingers, but backwards, and now almost getting away from Mason Grady. Doesn't get past Cam Winnett, though. Well, Dan Thomas steals it. Ben Thomas, Mason Grady. That was Jordan trying to upend him. Oh dear. The spill by Alun Lawrence. For the second time tonight.
Yeah, he needs to try and get over this, put it to the back of his mind. This is where the steal came. I mean, he's got away with that, looks like a ruck. But he is top turnover king at the moment.
Yeah, I know, but I've got a feeling Cardiff have obviously targeting that breakdown. They're looking to slow it down. They know that Glasgow, when they got front foot ball and they got quick ball, they're really, really dangerous. And they're going after all the rucks. But at times, I'm just looking at it going, they're right on the edge there. The refs.
Let's go, James.
Just going back to have a look at that drop ball there. If he hasn't had enough pain, poor Alun Lawrence.
Time back on. Yeah.
Showing that one again for the big fella. But it's those basics you've just got to get right.
Really good so far. Let's keep it there.
Especially when you go get too many opportunities against this Glasgow team. You've got to take them.
Even the ruck before was a bit of a free-for-all. Players on the wrong side. Ben Thomas shouting at the ref. It's been quite lenient so far. Ferreira.
Bind. Set.
Well, he's quite a story, is Dan Thomas. Lost his job during the summer with Bristol. Had nowhere to play going into the new season with a bit of help from his mates, who I think
That was my fault. I'll go a bit louder.
bent the ear of Matt Sherratt. He was given a one-year contract, so he must feel like he's almost playing for his job every time he goes out there. And what a job he's doing.
You can't fault him at the start of the season. He's been really good. So has Josh McNally and Callum Sheedy. The new guys have made a massive impact straight away. A big factor why they're 2 from 2 at the moment.
And bear in mind, they've got in the wing, still not yet fit, the likes of Talupi Falatau, who has said he hopes to be back before the end of the month. Alex Mann may come back at a similar time. Thomas Young, another fantastic player. Josh Adams, who's a little bit behind those, has started doing some running in training, but he may be back in time for November, December. 2 grabs taken there by Ben Thomas. That's Hugh Jones who makes the tackle. Here's Alan Davies. Teddy Williams once more. Well, despite the mistakes, and there have been many by Cardiff in this opening half hour or so, it's certainly been their best half hour of the season so far. Winnett, all picked up beautifully by Mason Grady, but just running out of green plastic over on the far side.
Go quick now.
Yeah, and they're playing some nice rugby as well. We were talking before the game, weren't we, Shanks, and saying that what is their DNA? And you mentioned it would be similar to what Glasgow are. They want to try and play a brand of rugby where they can go wide, but also they can smash up through the middle. And do they have the power game at the moment? They're showing glimpses of that power. It's just making sure they've got the accuracy, and
Yeah,
they can get that. They can be a dangerous team this season.
it's just retaining ball at the moment so far. This first 30 minutes. They've got 2 tries, which is a fantastic reward for it, but there's been a few occasions where they have lost the ball in contact. But you have to say, 12 all, 30 minutes in, it's a good positive start.
Especially the way they started last week against Scarlets. They'll be happy. They know that they can get stronger throughout the game. They're at home. They've got the crowd behind them.
You need Assiratti and Domachowski to stay fit.
Oh, exactly. They've been brilliant in that scrum. And again, that's a huge weapon, isn't it? They've taken a couple scouts there already in this game.
Well, in Welsh regional rugby, the region with the reputation in the tight, of course, over the last couple of seasons has been the Ospreys. But what a performance we've seen in the opening 29 minutes from Cardiff. Well, here goes Johnny Matthews. That nicked in the line out by Teddy Williams. Lawrence, hard and straight. Ran through Tom Jordan that time. Sheedy looks up. In the end, onto Ben Thomas. He was being held up there. Oh, and it's been stolen by Tom Jordan. Now let's see how fast he can sprint. He can sprint fast, and he can sprint certainly well enough here to go between the posts. It's a 3rd score, and it's a 3rd gift from Cardiff.
Oh, and again, something from nothing, really. It's great defence. He gets up, and that's what Glasgow are good at doing. You've seen the 12s do it, you've seen the 13s do it. Well, they've got the 10 doing it. The man that played 12 last week, he pumped the legs there, didn't he? You can see Facundo Cordero just on his left, hoping that he didn't have the legs. He could have run that one in easily. But Tom Jordan deserved that one. If you can press up on the outside and get a hand out, sometimes they came off.
That's the only worry when you're playing against a blitz defence, and we've seen Cardiff have to come back inside a few times because the press on the outside has been quite high. There was space there, and that's the issue you've got. You think you can get the ball there because you can see grass and players outside you, but when you've got a player coming out the line like that, like Tom Jordan, he's just read that really well from Callum Sheedy. Good pace as well. Ryan, finish that off.
And you want to take as long as he can on that, because he'll be blowing. But you just look, Glasgow have just defended this middle third, haven't they, really well. Cardiff, we was talking about the way they're attacking, and they're building some nice phases and they're making mistakes, but Glasgow are just really good at containing teams, and that's what we've seen in the opening 2 games. But as I said before, Gregor Smith wants them to attack.
And that picture there, you can see what Callum Sheedy sees. You can see all the players outside. There is a natural overlap there, but it's really good defence work from Tom Jordan. Just a bit of bravery, trust, comes out of the line and gets his team 7 points.
Well, here's an interesting change. Gabe Hamer-Webb is on, and he's replaced Rey Lee-Lo. So I think we can assume that Mason Grady's going to move into the midfield now. Back goes Callum Sheedy. It's set up nicely for the fly half. Just about kept his feet. Now, being met there by Sam Talakai. There goes Mason Grady. Alan Davies. And that was Domachowski. Josh McNally. I think, Ryan, you were saying before the game Matches between these two are very much like, well, we'll score one, then we'll let you score one. It's been just like that, hasn't it?
Yeah, it's always been the way. We always talked about it when we would come down here on a flight down. We'd say, all right, let's try and control this game, don't let them in. But it just always seems to go that way, and it is, you know, it is the brand of rugby that they play, I guess. Like the loose ball, like it in open. And that, from Cardiff, I think is a good turnover. They've got him off the floor, they don't have to move now.
Directly from a kick.
Oh, okay, sorry. So directly from a kick, you cannot do that.
It's directly from a kick.
Yes, the crowd don't like it, but it has been explained to the players by Morne Ferreira.
Get your mark.
So the tackle there can't be part of that choke. Hold him up. It's fine in open play, but straight after a kick. Trying to get that out of the game. But it has been end-to-end stuff. Just what these Cardiff fans want to watch. The home team throwing the ball about, maybe less of the mistakes, and who knows where they'd be if they'd kept hold of the ball a little bit more.
I guess occasions like that, Tom, show that it's not just the fans, but occasionally the players who need a copy of the law book.
And commentators. Ryan wasn't sure.
You shaking your head, Shanks.
Hugh Jones, tackle from Thomas.
You've just got it in for the ref, mate.
I got you. Lazy runner.
Well, I think Glasgow were looking for that, but if they were looking for it, Jamie Dobie, they found it at the back of the head there of Mason Grady.
First little glimpse from Hugh Jones there. Little half break from him, been quite quiet so far. Everything really has been Turpoloto in the centres. You sort of forget what a class player Hugh Jones is. You'll probably see him a little bit more as the game opens up.
Well, it wouldn't be overstating things to say that those two are one of the best midfield partnerships in world rugby.
Well, hold on now.
Look at that, Turpoloto right on cue, just running around the defenders and through them. Sione Turpoloto. An individual score, that's kind of that you rarely see these days.
That is a great individual score, but that is woeful defence. The first part is beautiful from him. Just show and go. Got a big man on a small man, but 1, 2, 3 nearly tackles. He just goes through. Again on Callum Sheedy, which is exactly what he would have looked at. When you're taking that ball off the line out, you'd have known that Callum Sheedy would be there. You want a one-on-one with him. You want your best ball carriers on your smaller defenders. But that was hardly any tackling on him whatsoever, like a game of touch.
The champions clinched the try-bonus point in a little more than 35 minutes.
But the problem is, we mentioned him, Hugh Jones. Look what he's doing at the back. He goes at the back, and that just holds Ben Thomas from being able to help Sheedy out. So you leave him one-on-one with one of the best attackers in the world at the moment. Talking about him potentially being a Lions player next year.
Captain.
Well, there you have it. You heard it here from Shanks.
Dobie with a kick. Winnett waits for it. Now I wonder how much has that broken the spirit of Cardiff. So good in many parts.
No hands now.
But defensively, they have been exposed.
We spoke about it at the start of the game, Martin, about like Glasgow just able to hit you quickly and hard, and you know you blink and they've scored 2 tries in a short period. It's really important now Cardiff get themselves back into this game.
But every time they play this season, whether it's in this competition or the Champions Cup, there will be a target on the backs of Glasgow.
No.
In this competition, of course, as defending champions. And as defending champions, when it gets to the Champions Cup, they are very much the torchbearers for the URC. Teddy Williams presents it. Last 3 minutes of this first half. The first half that has produced 6 tries. There's Donnell.
There'll be some frustrations there from Glasgow.
No, no, no!
Last season in the Champions Cup, but they had games against Harlequins which should have gone their way. Exeter, where there was a try chalked off, which was a try every day. Here's that man again, though, Tom Jordan.
Inside, and that time it's Hugh Jones. All too easy. Welcome to the new season, Hugh Jones. Has perhaps been quieter than one or two of his teammates so far in this opening 40. But he was right on message there.
Again, it's just so easy to get round the edge here. Tom Jordan, he gets a great fend out, but it's the fight to come back in. He knows Hugh Jones on his inside, so all he needs to do is try and find a way to draw that defender, get that left arm free. And it's a great offload. See what he does to Hamer-Webb here. He just steps towards him. He knows that he's going to try and make the tackle, and the cover isn't there for Hugh Jones, who is just on his shoulder.
A lot of missed tackles from Cardiff at the moment. So many.
There will be time for a restart.
You've got to do better than that. You've got to be aware of your surroundings, your situation. When the ball's in the air, you've got to be thinking, right, that's my man. I've got to slow my feet down. I've got to come in at the right angle. It's a beautiful offload from Tom Jordan to Hugh Jones on the inside. But the first up tackles are really hampering Cardiff.
And Jordan from straight in front takes Glasgow up to 33, 45 points in the first 39 minutes. Hugh Jones gives the thumbs up.
There we are. We were saying we haven't seen too much of Hugh Jones, and all of a sudden then he's on the score sheet.
Right on cue. There's Dempsey. Dempsey in his 4th season at Glasgow. A man who's played in the World Cup for the Wallabies and also for Scotland. Penalty to Glasgow. The tackle a little bit high.
Just going to wind the clock down, aren't they? Take their time.
Front of you. Yep. Thank you.
Yes, a little bit high there on Rory Sutherland.
Blue on the line. Line is yours. Blue line is yours. Your line is yours.
You can imagine now Glasgow be going for another try. They've got Cardiff on the ropes.
Numbers.
And take as much opportunity as they can.
So Johnny Matthews.
More.
Catch that time from Gregor Brown. There goes Matthews. Bit of a trip. Up and running again though. Tackled by his opposite number, Liam Belcher. Thomas sniping again. Well, oh, I say, living dangerously. Here goes Winnett. Millard just cutting in field. It's going to be the last play of the half. Belcher. Well, Cardiff are determined, if they are to go down tonight, to go down fighting.
Yep.
They created plenty.
Saw again then, Ben Thomas looking to get the ball wide. They're desperate to get in that wide channel where the spaces, but they can't against this Bliss defence.
Mason Grady being held up there by Hugh Jones. That's Domachowski. Sheedy out here to Josh McNally, who looked to the right and could see no one. Sheedy once more on a Teddy Williams. Here's Hamer-Webb. McNally. Winnett onto Lawrence. Ben Thomas. Sheedy. Here's Mason Grady. Well, it's been turned and ripped in the tackle there. Kyle Rowe coming away with it, and Dobie pops it into touch. Well, what a first half that has been. Plenty of mistakes, but there has been some quite glorious rugby, and the clinical nature of the champions Glasgow means that is wearing the same number on his back as he did a week ago. That's Josh Mackay, but Hugh Jones, his first appearance of the season, and playing alongside Sione Tuipulotu in the midfield. It's the first time they've played together competitively since the summer, the test match for Scotland against the United States in July. Well, they're wearing 22. Tinus De Beer is on. Another alteration that's been made is Ed Byrne is on the loose head side of the scrum in place of Corey Domachowski. Carried there by Jack Dempsey.
That's huge. What a carry from the start. Look at the ground he's made.
Can win it. Also on, you can see they're wearing 21, Ellis Bevan, who started for Wales throughout the summer on their tour. There's Bevan, on to Tinus De Beer. De Beer is through now, and there's the offload. Bevan cunning in field. Then Thomas looking for support inside, but there was a foot in touch.
Instant impact from Tinus De Beer. Played virtually every game last year. He had to take the field. Just outside Johnny Matthew, hand off. And maybe gave it a little bit early to Ellis Bevan. But I think it was the right time to get the subs on, the 9 and 10.
Also, you can see they're wearing 18, Rhys Litterick. And Evan Lloyd as well, so Matt Sherratt not quite emptying the bench, but going pretty close to it at half-time.
You had to.
Tackler first.
I think there's no other option. 21
Tackler
points behind.
Taking the clear out.
You have to roll the dice and try something different. In Cardiff, I think, are going to have to change up their game plan a little bit. They can't keep trying to get the ball wide because that Glasgow defence is so good, it's just eating them up. They might have to be a little bit more direct, might have to turn to a kicking game, but they're going to have to score tries, Ryan.
Well, this is it. We talk about what's the DNA, what's the sort of rugby they want to play, but you can't let teams get away from you that far away, because then you put yourself under pressure. You're trying different things. You've got to try and make big wholesale changes and change up your game plan halfway through. I think they stick at it. They stick what they're trying to do. They've been putting the phases together, have Cardiff. It's just the accuracy, and when they make those mistakes, Glasgow have been so quick to pounce on them.
Time back on.
33 points to 12. Glasgow, who will be down again during the in these parts, on one of the weeks off during the Six Nations when they play the Dragons down the road at Rodney Parade. So Johnny Matthews, and that one didn't go to plan. Bevan. Ball being presented there by Evan Lloyd. Bevan. Tinus De Beer, little chip over the top. Mackay gets it at the second attempt, but De Beer chasing him hard.
Looked like there's penalty advantage there that they were given for Johnny Matthews coming over the top. The referee had his arm out.
Well, now the ball's loose. Glasgow have it. Matt Fagerson just getting on his hands onto it, but then he spilt it.
This is big now for Cardiff. You see the crowd have all of a sudden increased their volume. There's a little bit of confidence they've taken at the start of the second half. You have to say that's sloppy from Glasgow, especially Matt Fagerson. You'll be so careful at the base of that ruck, but it's a really good opportunity for Cardiff. They made a lot of changes, new front row, new half-backs.
Well, this is where we'll see it, because that scrum really had the dominance in the first half, didn't it? That Cardiff scrum, they had two. They just bulldozed Glasgow off the ball. We'll see here how it fares, but it goes the same way they keep it in. If not, they've got a good opportunity to strike here. They got two on the right, just floating in behind is De Beer. You can imagine he'll be looking to come down this short side.
Crouch! Bind!
Tinus De Beer will feel that he's a player who has much to prove.
Okay, new front
As
row.
Tom was saying, he was
Control the deload.
ever present last season.
Okay, first
Shunted to one side because of the arrival of Callum Sheedy. Now he has an opportunity, 40 minutes to shine. It's a bit of a no-lose, I guess, for De Beer, isn't it?
Yeah, nothing to lose. 21 points behind, going there, try and change the game up a little bit, try and do something different. Wasn't working as it was. But the biggest thing Cardiff can do is first up tackles. They've got to be made, especially on the danger man that Glasgow have got.
Glasgow have got three on this right-hand side. So Cardiff's one.
No control.
And you can see De Beer is going through a lot of conversations with Ben Thomas there. Seeing what they do.
Well, there we go with the free kick. Beg your pardon, Ryan. They go with the free kick now, and of course there is the law change here, isn't there?
Try it, yeah.
There is. So here they go. They're going to take this quick tap. Whether it's a trickery, no, just straight through, straight up the guts. No messing about there.
Pops it up. Within a metre here, Cardiff. Oh, and it's popped out backwards. There goes Lloyd. Ben Thomas jinking. Matthews makes the tackle. Evan Lloyd is down and hurt. Carry there from Ed Byrne. Lawrence spinning and turning now. Can he get it down? He can't afford to be held up. He has been.
Going back for offside.
But we are going back for the offside.
Yeah.
Just trying to see who that is.
Is Evan Lloyd?
Comfortable, but well defended here. Scott Cummings just manages to get in behind, and then Josh Mackay, Talakai, the lot of them, they're all fighting in there just to get that held up over the line.
Yes, just early, so no control on the setting making going to ground.
We thought we fucking just, sorry, language. We just haven't taken the hit.
Sure.
That's fair, no, I appreciate it, though, thank you.
Must have been a big hit. Oh, Evan Lloyd, he's been down for a while.
Kyle Rowe, one of the try scorers, just to tidy up another bit of news. Rey Lee-Lo is back. He left us for a dozen minutes because of a head injury assessment, so he came back on at half-time in place of Gabe
we're waiting for these two,
Hamer-Webb.
Yeah, just a little bit of inaccuracy there. Bobbles out the back, but Evan Lloyd does well to pick it up. Try and pirouette round and get them going on the front foot.
Looked innocuous though, didn't it? He just passed the ball and...
Yeah.
I know, I was trying to see if we'd missed something, but...
Maybe it was the contact before.
You're going to be fine? Just monitor him, yeah. Guys, just hold on. We're still waiting for that play as well.
He's clearly still hurting.
Make sure you clearly tap the ball. Yeah. Offside.
Dan Thomas pops it up. Lawrence in there once more.
Last feet.
Josh McNally.
Offside, two.
They've come offside of Glasgow, so it's another penalty advantage. Out there from Bevan. Oh, just a few flecks of plastic short. Lawrence.
Advantage, hands in front.
Another advantage. Well, we're getting into yellow card country now, aren't we? Out and over the line at last. 3 tries now for Cardiff.
I clearly got it on the line.
The Glasgow players don't think that's gone over. Josh Mackay thinking he's got his hands under it. The referee saying I've clearly got it on the line. I just want to see that free kick from the beginning. Did they send Evan Lloyd back in to that first carry?
Yeah, they sent him back in and he just buckled on the floor because he's not right.
But you'd think one of your mates should step up and go, do you know what, I'll take this. I'll run this into 15 blokes rather than you who've just been lying on the floor.
He looks like he's really struggling. But nice work from Ed Byrne there, gets really low. You can see Evan Lloyd on the screen there. He'll definitely be coming off now. But that was important. Cardiff took that opportunity, just trying to claw this lead that Glasgow have got back.
And they deserved it, didn't they, from that man there. He's made a bit of a difference as De Beer. He's come on. He had a nice little break and then that chip and chase over the top, which got them in the position where they got the scrum and found themselves in that free kick territory. So knock away at the door. Glasgow be frustrated at that. They want to start the second half well.
4-1 and 3.
Ed Byrne, a new arrival from the other side of the Irish Sea, gets his first try for Cardiff. Alterations being made by Glasgow. Jamie Batty's on. No problem with the hands there of Lawrence. There goes Cam Winnett. Wearing 19, by the way, is Richie Gray, rather than Max Williamson, whose name flashed up on the screen there. Richie Gray, who we heard in the last day or so, will be leaving Glasgow at the end of November. I know you know, Ryan, and you're not telling us, but if I mentioned
into
Japan,
Miami,
I wouldn't be far away, would I?
Did you just say into Miami?
Yeah.
Is that the football team? You mean Miami Sharks? The rugby team, which one?
Numbers? 6.
Football.
Not quite across your MLR, are you?
You said every single club. Just throwing that one in there.
No, do you know what? James O'Connor just signed for Crusaders. I thought I'd throw that one out there.
Wall.
There's Dobie to Belcher. That little bit of individual genius in the first half, but that pass was astray. Kyle Rowe goes back and recovers. The mullet's off and running. Straight into Liam Belcher. Dan Thomas just a bit too quickly out of the blocks that time.
Do you want to see if there's a clear line break?
See the replay here.
Deliberate knock on.
I think there was 2. There was one prior as well.
Yeah, I think the other one was the ball from Cordero to Josh Mackay, where it maybe was a bat down, but you think that would have just released him and they would have been off. So be asking the question, if I was Glasgow,
keep the gap, not creep in, please.
It was cynical because they looked like they had him on toast there on the edge, Glasgow.
Half an hour remaining. Crowd don't think that was straight. Referee's happy, and it's his view that matters, and Tupolotu has burst through more Cardiff tackles. Matthews, here's Fagerson. Well, the missed tackle count will be a source of grave concern, I would have thought, to Gethin Jenkins tonight. It really has cost Cardiff. Here's Dobie, Hugh Jones. Matthews. Well, it's been turned. Fantastic work on the floor. Winnett sends Josh Mackay back towards his 22. Mason Grady just romping down the Arms Park.
Fall back, 17.
Yeah, nice from Josh Mackay there. A tiresome bit of play. You just see Glasgow getting into that 22 and you think something's going to come from it, but Cardiff again make an absolute mess of the breakdown. I don't know, is that a tackle? I mean, the way the ref's been going, anything's allowed at the breakdown today, so we'll just give it, will we? They clear their lines, but Joshua Mackay putting a shift there to get back and clear his lines, but this is where the legs start to go.
Ryan, are you not entirely chuffed with Morné Ferreira this evening?
Oh, probably put it quite well there, not entirely chuffed, yeah. I think he's just, the breakdown's been a little bit all over the place, and I know it's a tough place to be, right in the middle. But some of the breakdowns, it's clearly a factor that Cardiff are going after that Glasgow breakdown to slow it down. It's not going to change much in terms of the course of events because Glasgow already have the bonus point, so we'll be happy with that. But there's still an opportunity for Cardiff to sneak another one here. They managed to get themselves a bonus point.
Tom, they're not going to die wondering, are they, Cardiff?
No, they're not. They'll throw everything they can at it, but at the moment what they're throwing and the game plan they're trying to play in those wide channels isn't working because of the high press that Glasgow are pushing.
Who's captain now?
There is space out there, but there's one thing having space out there. The other thing is trying to get the ball there, which they struggle. But the biggest thing they need to do is one-up tackles. You know, Tuipulotu there going through again. You cannot have that.
But that's the thing, I think. Defensively, Cardiff will look back and go, yeah, we've had a load of missed tackles, but there's been one dominating factor. They've all been on Tuipulotu, so maybe it's just the fact he's untackable. Tackleable. Is that even a word? Tackleable? Give me it.
Tackleable.
It is a word, I knew it. But he has been an absolute...
It is now, put it that way. Right?
He has been an absolute monster this evening in terms of carrying.
At the moment, they don't have to
We're seeing him in their nightmares tonight.
That 10-12 combination of Tom Jordan and Sione Tuipulotu.
Well, the Warriors off. Liam Belcher.
Contested scrums now. Two hookers off.
100%.
And this is where front rows pretend they
Just to
gutted.
inform you guys, Captain.
Let's just listen to this
Just to
conversation.
inform you, so all their front rows have been injured.
Okay.
So nobody can come back.
Yep.
At the next scrum, they will drop down to 14 because of causing uncontested scrums.
Okay, what they're about to throw in here, yeah.
So at the moment we play 15-15.
It's normal.
And at the next scrum, then they drop down for causing uncontested scrums. Yes.
And this is where it gets related to the front row and they pretend they're gutted, but really, oh yes, a break. We can just go and lean on each other. Is that what you think?
So you do.
Alun Lawrence throws it. Did a rather good job finding Ben Donnell. And now he's got it back.
No, he's legal.
Maybe the number 8 has found a new métier. Look at this. Half a Cardiff behind the men there in the sky blue jerseys. They're still going. Ed Byrne just trying to steer them from this side. Thomas, De Beer, Grady with space here, and men out wide. Winnett, Millard, inside, and they get the score. Mackenzie Martin.
What a try. Welcome back into the game, Cardiff. Started with a huge drive. 20 metres, I reckon they go with that drive. You can see it here. Alun Lawrence at the back threw the ball in. Did a really good job. But Ellis Bevan there just shouting the orders. And then look at the space that's opened up. It's a great angled review here. Comes to Ben Thomas behind to Tinus De Beer. And then Mason Grady on that outside break, exactly what you want. Slick hands there from Cam Winnett. Lovely offload from Harri Millard. And he's just come on Mackenzie Martin. Might have been his first touch.
Well, I think Mackenzie's had the old Barnett trim since last week. It certainly hasn't undermined his power and strength.
Just wait for a scrum when it's going to be 14 men. That's going to be the issue.
It was the pace from Mason Grady though, wasn't it? Managed to get round Cara, really caused them a load of trouble. Once you've got on that outer edge, everyone's just chasing across, and you can see Facundo Cordero trying to get across, and it's so much easier to step inside. It's a great try for Cardiff, but what a way to get back into the game.
It is, and it's exactly what you want. You know, you see Mason Grady, where he's playing the centre, 12 or wing. You don't want him running into those tight little avenues. You want him with a bit of room so he can use his pace and use his size.
59 points, 54 minutes. There could be another one here. Teddy Williams. Oh, and Ellis Bevan has spelt it. Oh dear, oh dear.
Didn't need to do that. He needed to take his time. He's trying to. You need to keep his depth there. You need to hold your feet, especially after a break like that. You're blatantly quicker with Teddy Williams. You're at 9. Just need to slow your feet down a little bit.
So you guys need to drop down to 14.
Well, he just lifted his eyes.
20.
And he saw the Glasgow defender.
40 players for causing uncontested
And in a moment it slipped through his fingers, and now we have the scrum.
So
and now we see Cardiff losing the player, going down to 14, and it is the try scorer who's leaving
There's
us.
a mock. Guys, let's get on a mock. All right. Everybody to remain bound, please. Yeah. Everybody, please remain bound.
Well, this is where rugby goes theatrical.
Yeah, have to be 8, yeah? Guys, you have to be 8 on the
It
scrum.
looks like a scrum
Somebody
line,
needs to come in. You have to
but
be 8.
really it's not, is it?
Well, what the Glasgow players are asking here is they have to put 8 in the scrum. They can't not have 8 in the scrum, because it's going to have to leave a bit of space somewhere else. But Cardiff don't seem to be agreeing. They don't know who to bring in.
Yeah, 100%. Let's go. Time back on. Just tie it up. Guys, let's form, proper form, please. And crouch. I'll work. Bind.
Gone without a 9, basically.
And set. Remain
So
bound.
the rugby role play.
Use it.
Dempsey presents it there to Dobie. Here goes Tuipulotu. They start playing rugby again. Dobie. Dempsey just getting over halfway. We've still got 25 minutes to go here. Jordan, the dummy. Snuffed out. Defensively strong there from Cardiff, and they get the penalty. This is turning into a minor classic.
That's big. It's a huge penalty to win. 14 men on the field. You can hear the crowd all of a sudden erupt now. Tom Jordan goes down. Rey Lee-Lo straight in there. I think it's Ed Byrne as well. But hardly any Glasgow players in that ruck. Needs to get this one in the 22.
You can almost feel the tide turning, can't you?
Play on.
Oh,
But he's missed his touch.
Stop.
Well, the advantage almost handed back. Not the best
Number
from Josh
6.
Mackay.
Sub. Number 6.
it's just one of those games. De Beer misses touch. Well, really well taken there by Josh Mackay, but he's daft that. Again, we mentioned ironic cheers earlier. There were certainly some there after he put that one into touch.
Ewan Ferry is on. He replaces Gregor Brown. Well, it was when Benetton lost a player last week that Glasgow really turned the screw. On the strength of what we've seen so far, it's inspiring, Cardiff. Teddy Williams, there's Ellis Bevan. On to Tinus De Beer. Here's Dan Thomas. Ben Thomas. Rey Lee-Lo. Well, the ball is out, says the referee. But it is Cardiff who'll get it back.
Sort of making calls, aren't they, the players?
Yes.
Turns out
Always
ref just says play on.
Again, I don't think that's out. I get it. He's trying to do the same for both teams, but it doesn't look like that ball is fully out of the ruck. But I suppose he's sticking with the same.
Always 8. Let's go, guys. Let's speed it up, please.
Sticking with the same for both teams. there, it's just a messy game, isn't it now? Full of mistakes towards the end, but you just feel like Cardiff are going to come out on top at the moment for some reason.
We have yet to reach the hour.
Agree.
Just not going to be able to do too much off the back of this scrum because there'll be a man down. Because they've got to have 8 in the scrum. So Harri Millard has come onto the blind side.
Bind, set.
Bevan. Mason Grady at first receiver, goes hard and straight. Well, was he picked up beyond the horizontal? That's certainly what the crowd here certainly think, but the referee's comfortable.
No claim.
Bevan once more. There goes Byrne. Both sides have tied up the try bonus point. It's now about claiming the most important 4 points of all, and then there was a Glasgow hand in there. But it's a penalty. Now it's a time for cool heads. 3 points for the taking if they want them straight in front, and they are going to take them.
Yeah, I think that's definitely the right decision. They're a player down. They haven't got a hooker to throw the ball in.
And it's just Jamie Batty there. I think he's gone through for the counter ruck, but just played the arm.
Coming through the ruck, but you can't slap the ball down, and obviously offside.
I didn't touch the ball.
So this would be huge now if Cardiff win this.
He's got Johnny Matthews mistaken for Jamie Batty, the referee there, but you can see clearly good counter ruck initially, but you cannot play the 9 once you've come through there. And I'm with you, Shanks. I think knock these over, try and reset, exit well, find yourself back up there, and you could get another 3 points.
Tinus De Beer's kicking has been exemplary. Bevan finds touch.
Yeah, really smart from Glasgow. They know that Cardiff are under the pump, so why not get down there whilst they switch off for a moment and just go quick, put it as deep as possible, and they've got an attacking platform now to try and strike off. Can they be clinical though?
Time is off, just keep holding. Number 2, sub.
Glasgow making the change at hooker, so Johnny Matthews will hand the ball on to Gregor Hiddleston.
Yeah, another Gregor that made a lot of tackles in that Ulster game. Came on, I think he made something like 22 tackles in 20 minutes as well.
Turpalotu feeds the ball on. Mackay, offload from a single hand, onto Kyle Rowe. They're inside the 22 of Glasgow. Richie Gray. There you can see Afshar, the replacement scrum half. Turpalotu. Here's Hugh Jones once more. Good tackle from Mason Grady. On to Hiddleston. Richie Gray. Josh Mackay just being held up there by Ben Thomas. He's got down. There's Richie Gray. Wearing 21, that is Ewan Ferry. Penalty though to Glasgow. A chance to stop the bleeding.
You're affecting the delivery
What will be the call here? They've got the manpower advantage. What do you do, take the 3?
There's no chance they'll be taking the 3. And some people might say it'd be the good idea, but it's not the Glasgow Warrior way. The Glasgow Warrior way is stick it as close to that try line as you can. Go in with that rolling maul, which is also dangerous, and try and batter away at them.
I understand, but you're obviously on top of it, so you can place the ball.
The driving line out, you can get it close to the corner, you've got a one-man advantage up front. And it's such a big weapon Glasgow have got. That's why Johnny Matthews has scored so many tries from situations like this. I know he's not on the field, but just pointing out how many tries Glasgow do score from driving lineouts is a huge amount.
Thank you. Clear 2.
Now Gregor Hiddleston
More.
finding
Over.
Ferry. Here is that driving maul, and it's all going well so far for Glasgow.
4 side entry.
Well, just for a moment, Cardiff thought they might have turned it, but they did so illegally.
Yeah, Josh McNally just getting deemed in at the side is what the referee said. Number 4.
Yeah. Number 4 side entry.
And they'll go again, but if I was Cardiff, I'd be trying to put someone in the air here. I know it puts you under a bit more pressure.
With one man down as well.
Hold. Number 11 sub.
But you saw that last throw there, it was just
11.
on the chest of Ewan Ferry. Be trying to put the young man under pressure. Because you just feel like if they can win this ball, Glasgow are going over.
And they've got it. And here it is this time. And it looks as if they've got it down. That's exactly what the referee thinks. And now Glasgow have created an advantage, which is more than the converted try. And Matt Fagerson getting up.
They put 2 men up, don't they, Ryan? But then that just takes you out defensively.
It does, and Glasgow win it in a really dangerous place. Anything around that 12, 13 metres, especially when you've won it in behind the pod. Those men then have to transition, try and get down underneath it. And it all splinters. And you look at that, Matt Fagerson's nodding, he knows he's got that over.
They can't have taken a big gamble there, putting 2 up. Got to try and come away with something. Yeah, it looks like it's touched the line.
Well, Fagerson got a try against 14-man Benetton last week. Same story here against Cardiff. And Tom Jordan on target with the conversion.
Just settled Glasgow down completely. That they've had to absorb most of the pressure in this second half. Been really all Cardiff so far, but they've got to try for it now and just gives them a bit more of a cushion.
Well, we need to change that scoreline. Here it is. I think we're doing it. There we go. 40 points to 29. 15 minutes remaining. 11 points the lead. Glasgow have been tested in this second half. They have regained their equilibrium though. Ben Afshar, former Scotland under-20. Hoyson, Winnett. He was challenged, but he got there just.
Use it!
Teddy Williams standing off at first receiver. Mackenzie Martin is on.
You look now, Cardiff received that ball, but they've got no attacking threat out wide. So they just look like they've just got to kick it in behind again, exactly what they're doing.
Well, that was neatly picked up.
No tackle.
Fantastic work by Tom Jordan. He's had a great game today. That's Patrick Schickerling. Schickerling, a new face at Glasgow. Here's Dempsey. Good catch there from Winnett. Williams, good offload out of the back of the hand. There's Mackenzie Martin. Tinus De Beer, Ben Thomas.
Side entry.
Well, it's Jamie Dobie who's guilty.
Yeah, it was. Thought Ewan Ferry was a little bit unlucky. He looked like he got himself in a good position over the ball there. But Mornay Ferreira just said play on. You can see Jamie Dobie there, number 9, just comes in from the side.
I think the angle of Ben Donnell just gives the ref enough of an angle to go to Jamie Dobie and say, no, you're definitely in the side there. It's those small mistakes, those little things that you chase can put you under the pump, and you've got another opportunity. We spoke about it, didn't we? End to end. My goodness, it has been in both halves as well.
End to end and super complicated.
So complicated.
Numbers.
Why is rugby so complicated, Martin?
Can't be that complicated. I understand it reasonably well. Lawrence. Finding Teddy Williams. Oh, have they got over? Just held up. There's the ball. One more surge. They've got another score of Cardiff.
What a game we got on.
Ben Donnell.
I mean, this is brilliant to watch. We've got a team down to 14 men because they can't put a front row out, so they've lost a player. They've come back from 33-12 at the moment. They've just scored another try. This is all action game. It's that breakout there which gets Cardiff close to the line. Then it's just a little bit of composure. Good pick up. Nice little latch on the side of him, behind him, and over. Saw the shots there of Ellis Bevan. He's pumped up.
A defence coach's nightmare, this one.
Thank you.
Every kick absolutely crucial. Flawless so far. Tinus De Beer. Same again.
5 and 12.
He's done really well there, though, hasn't he? Managed to pick up and with a man down, just drive over, found themselves back into the game, and you don't want to see that side. Sione Tuipulotu's walking off the field. He has been absolutely monumental this evening for Glasgow Warriors, says Sione Tuipulotu. I can't wait to see the stats and tackle breaks and meters made from him through contact.
Well, we tend to read during the week about World Rugby wanting to make various changes to the laws to make it more entertaining. I'm not sure they need them, do they? Just need more matches like this. Two sides going at it, hammer and tongs.
No.
The champions have been stretched here.
And use it.
Still 10 minutes to go. There could be 4 more tries, Martin. We're in for a few more.
Well, we've seen tonight why Glasgow are the champions. But we've seen Cardiff stare deep into their souls. And they brought absolutely everything out. But here goes Dempsey. Dempsey looking for a couple of mates. Teddy Williams knocks into the ground. Afshar's got his hands on it. Kyle Rowe slips it through. Tinus De Beer goes back, and Rowe's got another. Immediately, the champions bite back.
But it starts with this. Ewan Ferry delays that pass really well. Puts Jack Dempsey fresh back from winning the URC. It's his first game in a Glasgow jersey since that match over in Pretoria. And he puts him through. And then Kyle Rowe just stabs that one through. And the bounce of the ball is cruel. It's all over the shop. And you just were trying to work out who's going to pick it up and go over. But it starts from that brilliant little delayed pass by Ewan Ferry.
There's so many players out there to mark, and it's really well delayed. Just the hole opens up. Ben Thomas not sure who to take. Jack Dempsey, there's some pace on him as well. Play him in the backs, I reckon.
Some high knees as well. Oh, right up there.
Well, they say he's recently had a back problem. No sign of that there. Duncan Weir slots the conversion, a man who goes back as far as Glasgow are concerned, all the way back to the Firhill days. Richie Gray.
More!
And I think the tips of his fingers were well over the height of a basketball hoop that time. 11 points the lead. What a step from Matt Fagerson. There's another one. Dobie. There's Jordan. Rowe just getting wrapped up by Hamer-Webb. 7 minutes to go.
And that's it now. You just feel like Glasgow back in control. Why did I say that? But you do. They're just managing to find themselves in the right area of the field.
Tinus De Beer, look at that. The old Umpumalanga Puma.
Use it.
There's Donnell.
Leave it now.
Rory Thornton wearing the red headgear. Little chip over the top, Winnett's after it. So too Thomas, good footballing skills there from Carl Rowe. Well, he used to play at London Irish. Perhaps he spent his Saturdays watching Brentford, because those were soccer skills. There goes Schickling, the offload. There goes Afshar, good dummy. The scrum half is through. Tinus De Beer waits for him. In the end, it was Ellis Bevan who took him down. There's Duncan Weir, little dummy. The ball out wide, and the try in the corner. And Tom Jordan has got another.
So fast this game. Glasgow just up the tempo, and I think Cardiff a man down.
Ben Afshar there. I mean, one of these young nines that's coming through at Glasgow, and we talk about the depth they've got, but when a game like this opens up, it is a nine's dream, isn't it, Shanks? They just love it because it is just all over the place at the moment.
Space everywhere. The shout to Duncan Weir there, that delayed pass was beautiful.
But again, you look at Cardiff, under the pump, they just can't seem to find themselves any sort of structure. They miss a couple tackles and then there's no way of scrambling. Glasgow, at least, when you break the line slightly, they manage to find a way just to regain a bit of control. But
yeah, but the style Cardiff want to play with a man down is going to be so difficult to play. You know, if they had a massive pack, just relied on a lot of big carries, it'd be so much easier, but they don't. Their DNA is to play with tempo, pace and width, and when you're a man down, that's even harder, because you can see why they're trying to put the little kicks in over the top now, just trying to find space somewhere else.
Well, Duncan Weir's conversion attempt, slipping wide. We're a veteran of that 2015 winning team.
he was.
He goes back to the days almost of Chris Cussiter at 9, doesn't he?
Yeah, the ball brush does, yeah. Played with Cuss back in the day at Firhill. It was 2010, 2011 sort of days. I can't believe the scoreline, 36-52. We teed it up, didn't we, Shanks?
So we wanted a high-paced, high-scoring game. And we've got it.
Always advancing.
Good, it's a penalty to Cardiff.
Front of the kicker.
The chances of Cardiff actually winning this game now have all but disappeared.
Yeah,
However, they will still have their eyes on doubling the points. They've already got the try bonus point. Can they get the losing bonus point?
Yeah, they've got to go for it now. This will go into the corner. And I think if you think about everything that's gone on in this game, 2 points in this game, they'd take.
Problem is they need to get
Line to middle.
A converted try here, and then another score. So they can't waste time. You could argue that was maybe a reason why they could have taken 3 there. Teddy Williams.
All backwards.
Bevan. Ben Thomas just getting wrapped up by Matt Fagerson and another of his mates. It was Duncan Weir. There's the ball. Picked up by Lawrence.
Last feet, 8.
Thornton. Little more than 2 minutes on the clock.
No ends.
They're going to score. Is going to have to be in the next 60 seconds or so. Bevan. And the penalty goes against Cardiff. And the dreams of that second point pretty much died.
And Glasgow happy with that. Shows the mindset, doesn't it? Shows the determination. No, they've got the game in the bag pretty much, but a defensive set that they can be proud of. I mean, there's a few ropey sets of defence.
Well, 90 seconds or so to go. It's been quite a match. Player of the match time.
I think Tom Jordan's been lively. Jack Dempsey has been very physical in a bit of go forward for him, but the BKT URC player of the match is Sione Tuipulotu. I think he's been amazing. He was great last week. I think he's even better this week. He's carried hard. He's distributed so well. He's got everything you want from a 12, and he could be one of the Scottish greats.
A British and Irish line.
Managers,
Has to be. He has to be for me. The way that he's playing at the moment, he is up there with one of the best centres going.
Certainly that combo with Hugh Jones expected to shine not just in the United Rugby Championship, but also you would have thought in the Champions Cup, and also maybe for Scotland. Afshar. Kyle Rowe would love to get another try for his hat-trick, but he's running out of time. Here's Dempsey. Always combative.
Use it!
Afshar pumps it up into the sky. Davies misses it, eventually slaps it back, and then there's the knock-on from Afshar. And Mason Grady takes it into touch, and that will bring the final whistle for what has been a thoroughly entertaining evening. For the locals, well, the result may have not gone their way, but I must say they will disappear into the Cardiff night and think that this was money well spent. This was rugby out of the top draw. Yes, there were plenty of errors out there, and in the end they played a major part in determining the result. But Tom, as an advert for the game of rugby for this league, that was top draw.
It was exciting. I mean, you're not going to get tries without a bit of loose defence. I think Cardiff showed a lot of spirit when they came in at the end of that first half. It was quiet. You know, it was an eerie feeling here. No one was really clapping, but they came back out and they scored a couple of tries straight away, got the crowd back behind them. They didn't give up. Yes, they lacked a little bit of those first up tackles, a little bit soft, but a very entertaining game.
So the full-time score, Cardiff 36, Glasgow the champions 52. It has been a stunning evening of rugby, it really has. Cardiff gave absolutely everything, and there is no shame in defeat. There will be plenty to pour over during the week. Defensive frailties in the first half, but my word, they played their part in what was a fantastic 80 minutes of rugby. It really was very special indeed. Mackenzie Martin, one of the try scorers. We'll see more of him this season.
Yeah, he scored a try, then had to come off because Cardiff lost 2 hookers, which meant they had to have unopposed scrums, which meant they had to lose a player to 14. But he made an impact, as did